ladies and gentlemen, here is your video as promised for the tessellation shape that we created today, the translation tessellation shape. And here's my tessellation shape that I showed you in class. Remember that when we create our translation shape, it's very simple. You're going to use your little sticky note. So here's my little sticky note, or hey, if you don't have square sticky notes, you can just make yourself a small square piece of paper. Whatever you draw and cut out on one side, you're going to place directly on the opposite side. Same thing. So whatever you cut out on one side gets placed on the opposite side. Let me show you how I do this. And of course, I'm also going to give you the option to show you how to do this just in case you're a person who does not have any glue or tape to tape these things together. Alrighty. So if we remember, what we do is we're going to draw a shape. It's going to touch one side of my square. And whatever shape you draw, it must start on that one side, and it must end on that same side. So this kind of little lumpy random shape that I created, it starts here on the left, it goes up and around, and ends here on the left. It does not touch other sides of the square. It does not cross over. So it sticks to one side. Now I'm going to very carefully take my pair of scissors here, and I'm going to cut out right on the line that I drew. Okay. So now, with translation, that was the piece that I drew. I cut it out. I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to use it, and I'm going to take it and translate it right over to the opposite side. All right, try and keep it in close to the same spot as from where you cut it out on the other side. So do the best you can. All right, so one from one side, it goes directly opposite to the other side. Now, if you have tape, you just take a little bit of tape and tape that into place. Of course, if you don't have tape, I'm going to show you what to do right when I'm done making my tessellation piece here. So now the same thing is going to happen for one of my other sides. So you're going to pick one of the other sides, either the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter. You're going to draw another shape. And same idea. Whatever you draw starts on one edge and finishes on that same edge. So my little zigzag shape that you see here, it starts here at the bottom. It makes its little zigzag shape and ends here right at the bottom. And of course, just like I did before, I'm going to take my shape. I'm going to use my scissors. I'm going to very, very carefully cut it out. Right on the outline that I drew. I'm not cutting anything apart. I just want it one solid piece. And I'm going to take that little piece that I just cut off, and I'm going to move it or translate it right up to the top. And I'm going to try and place it in the same kind of exact spot that it was when it's cut off the bottom. And of course, use a little bit of tape to tape it together. Now, that is our translation piece. So don't forget, label it translation. There we go. And once you're done with your puzzle piece, of course, you're going to use your Chromebook to take a picture of it, and you're going to put it on that very first slide in Google Classroom. Now, if you're one of my folks who said they did not have any glue or tape, not a problem. So let me just fold back my tape here so I can show you what to do. I'm just going to cut my tape off. It's peeking out, so I'm just going to get rid of some of my little extra bit of tape there. All right, so now my tape is gone. All right. If you were missing some tape or some glue, all you're going to have to do is lay your piece down, translate your little pieces. All right, so put them where they belong. right, line them up. Make sure they're nicely matched up along the edges there. And then you can go ahead and on a separate piece of paper, I'm going to go ahead and trace around that shape that you've just created. So just going around the outside. I'm holding my pieces in place as I go so they don't move around. Alright, so there I go. I've traced my shape. There it is. And now I can use a pair of scissors to just cut this shape out as my template that I'm going to use to be tracing for my tessellation. And of course, yes, you do want to write the word translation on it. And just like my other folks did with their sticky note, you are going to snap a picture of it using your Chromebook. Just hold it up in front of it. Go insert image on Google Slide and either insert it from your computer for where you maybe have taken the picture, or you can go right down to camera and take your picture right onto Google Slides from your camera. I know most Chromebooks are able to do that. All right, so right now I'm just cutting out this one. This one is for my folks who did not have tape. Remember, you only have to trace it and cut it out on a separate piece of paper like I'm doing here if you're one of my friends who is not lucky enough to have some tape or maybe a glue stick at home. Now, tomorrow in class, we will be learning how to do the other two styles of tessellation, which is translation and glide, and reflection. I hope this is helpful for those of you who maybe need to rewatch this video. Maybe you're getting your supplies, or maybe you just wanted to watch what I was doing and then do your assignment later. And again, don't forget, put your photos on the assignment in Google Classroom for your translation piece. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day.